All right. Yeah, I see people joining in. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. I'm just going to enable chat for everyone. Yeah. Hey, everyone, please feel free to say hi in the chat. Let us know where are you joining from. Um, who are you? What you do? Hey, hi, Valeria. Hi, Vipul. Hi, Vivekanandan. Hi, Funny. Cool. I will share my screen now. Yeah, let me know if you can see my screen, Satyavati.
I can see. And you can call me Satya.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you, Satya.
Yes.
So, before we, while we wait for more people to join in, uh, I would like whoever is here in the audience, I would love to give a brief about the 403 Circle and Astra. And for that reason, I have shared my screen as well. So thanks everyone for joining yet another security masterclass by the 403 Circle and Astra Security. Uh, as you all know, the topic that we are going to dive deep upon is called defending cyber threats in the AI era. We all know that there's a lot of talk in the industry, especially in the cybersecurity industry, about AI, how it is disrupting the cybersecurity industry altogether. So we thought let's do another session on the topic AI because that's the talk of the town these days. So some of the topics that we will touch upon today are how AI is reshaping cybersecurity. Then we will also dive deeper into the emerging threats and evolving attack patterns. Uh, a little bit uh, uh, on the strategies to build a stronger cyber defense posture. Then the real world security challenges in the AI era, not just a particular industry. So our speaker for today has worked across industries, be it BFSI, SaaS, and more. So very curious to understand how each of these industries are shaping with the advent of AI. And then we have allocated the last 10 minutes of the session for live audience Q&A. So if you have any questions that you want to ask our speaker, you can drop them in the Q&A chat or the chat box. We'll be happy to address them towards the end of the session. A quick brief on the 403 Circle. So we have a very tight knit community called the 403 Circle, which is hosted on Slack and WhatsApp. And right now we have over 450 cybersecurity leaders in our community. Uh, and we run a lot of community initiatives such as city meetups, roundtables, and expert led sessions, similar to the one that you're attending right now. And then we have a forum, like I said, on Slack and WhatsApp, where you can ask questions, share your insights as a cybersecurity leader. A little bit about Astra Security. So at Astra, we have been building a continuous pen test platform We have so far helped over 1,000 organizations continuously scan their infrastructure for security vulnerabilities. Uh, some of our offerings are pen testing as a service, our DAST vulnerability scanner, our API security platform, and cloud vulnerability scanner. Then comes a very like important and very something that is very close to all of our hearts, which is autonomous pen testing platform, which we launched today. And if you want to uh, take a take a demo, or you want to know how the platform is, so it's basically our platform with an army of AI agents which are trained on more than 5,000 real pen tests and 10 million plus vulnerabilities. So if you're interested, we will reach out to you post the event, and you can take a demo. Now I'm so super happy to introduce you all to the speaker of today's session, Satyavathi, who is the CEO and founder of Cybe Global. She's a seasoned cybersecurity leader, AI security advocate, and technology strategist with over 25 years of experience driving security transformation across global enterprises. Uh, she has worked with some great organizations such as Freshworks, Wells Fargo, Cognizant, Capgemini, IBM, Tata Communications, etc. I mean, if you want to stay connected with Satya on LinkedIn, I'm gonna ask my teammate Pratisha to drop her LinkedIn in the chat more than a few times, so you can connect with Satya post the event as well. Yeah, last but very important. So this is what the flow of the event looks like. We are going to be starting with a fireside chat with Satya, where I have prepared a bunch of questions, which I'm very interested to know the answers to. And then we will, like I said, we have allocated the last 10 minutes for the live Q&A. So we're gonna do that towards the end of the session. And yeah, this session will be recorded, and the recording will be made available post the event. Thank you everyone again for joining in. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now and start with the fireside chat. Thank you so much, Satyavathi, for agreeing to do this session. First of all, I'm personally very excited about this chat. Uh, why don't you introduce you? I think I'm pretty sure I've not done justice to your intro. So why don't you take the stage and introduce yourself to the audience today?
Thank you. I think you did well already. I don't think I need to do again, but I think quickly I need to give a 30 seconds part of what I am doing today. I am just gaming the AI, right? I'm trying to build the skills what are required for the AI world. For that, we are working together to build cybersecurity skills that are relevant in the world of AI, which could be for any skill what you are doing today, right? If you are just doing a standard role, it's not enough. You need to understand, hey, did you use Claude somewhere, or did you do automation? How many of the packages are automatically running? So these are the questions coming. I think that's where we are going to help. The new company which I'm here, I'm heading is just 2 months old or 3 months old now. However, the community CSA Bangalore is here for last 8 years. So it's a growing community of close to around 16,000 followers and 9,000 members. In that, around 1,000 plus CXOs in that. Some of you are already part of it probably. If not, just stay connected. Watch out for the events coming from Cybe Global or CSA Bangalore chapter, whichever you are already connected. If not, just connect there. So that's my quick intro. Thank you for this opportunity, Master Security team and Pratisha. Thank you. And I'm here to go on the fireside chat now. Ready?
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much for the lovely introduction, Satya. So, I would like to start with a very important question here. I think I mentioned it earlier as well in the beginning that you worked across industries, be it BFSI, SaaS, telecom, and technology sectors, right? All of which are adopting AI at different speeds. Now, looking across these industries, who seems to be adapting best to AI driven threats and what's driving that success?
Okay, so if you're asking what is different, fundamentally different from yesterday to today, see, earlier if somebody has to attack a system, they have to do a lot, right? Now they just need to prompt, hey, these are the systems, this is what the flaws it is. Why don't you identify the flaws and you can go ahead and create a malware for it?
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. And even you can do a malware testing in another system with another agent. So that is actually making the environment so scary, and I'm making it more scarier now. But that's the truth, because cloud made the infrastructure already cheaper earlier. We know that. Now AI is making technology faster, easier, and that is something hackers and attackers are using it first. Just like any time, right? Thieves use the most what we can say, highly efficient tools than the police, that we all know. So considering that the cost and effort required to launch any sophisticated attack at scale requires not much money or effort. So the attacks are increasing, so we need to better scale ourselves up.
Perfect. And I think like it's like you spoke about the importance of digital trust, right? Uh, which feels more relevant these days than ever as AI starts blurring the lines between what's real and what's not. Has AI made trust easier to establish through better security capabilities or significantly harder to maintain because of the risks that it comes with?
So see, the trust is like now we already discussed a lot in the previous years about zero trust. Now that is much more important today because the trust is not easily given. Have you written this presentation is the question you get nowadays. I'm not sure you are getting it, right? Have you even validated the content within? Even the people we are not able to trust. We are not able to trust the systems what is coming in and the results what is coming out of it. So digital trust is very difficult to gain today in the era of AI. And it require validation, more verification, and what we can say now is if at all we had a discussion earlier about building this trust validation as a design, I think that becomes a mandate today.
Got it. And like you have worked as a CISO yourself, right? Which means that you have had a front row seat to these concerns faced by security leaders that they deal with every day, right? What's been the biggest cybersecurity challenge keeping CISOs up at night right now?
See, the scale at which the technology is growing is much faster. If I'm speaking about fintechs or SaaS companies or organizations, they are like million lines of code is being written in 2 days or 3 days. Are we actually checking the security for it? Are we doing all the reviews for it? That's a most complicated question to ask, right? And another part is, as the things are going so fast and going at such a, what we can say, crazy speed, um, the expectations of the business towards delivering results is also faster, right?
Yeah.
Normal human can't do, so you actually deploy something. When you are deploying something, do you have enough guidelines even to implement it? Do you have enough guardrails to take care of whatever you are writing. So it's like, you are getting Ferrari, but you are not even trained for um, driving even a nano. Yeah. So the reason why I'm speaking is both are cars. I don't say there's any difference. The speed at which it goes in, right? And the managing the controls is the complicated situation, and second is the culture. How do we equip our developers and our employees to learn the basics of how do you use the AI tools, why you should not, do something versus what you should do when you are actually using your open sources, or when you are writing your code. You should not be giving away your basics, like the proprietary content should not be copy pasted. A simple thing you look like, but it's the biggest challenge.
True, true. And also looking at the next 12 months, specifically, like, I mean, if we look at the last few months, AI has been talked about a lot, right? There's often a lot of speculation and hype around it. Uh, what's the most realistic AI enabled attack scenario organizations should be preparing for? Because, like, ever since the AI has come, we see a lot of breach, like the number of breaches have shot up, right? So what's one thing that organization should be preparing for?
There are various scenarios the AI can attack. If I need to choose one, then the best one is the business email compromise. I'm not sure whether you've seen a case where I think it's Arup Technologies or something, where CFO's voice was compromised, and then CFO comes and says approve this bill, and it was of 20 million order. And accountant believes no, it should not be. Then the CFO comes into the call and says, hey, approve it. So everybody else believes that, yeah, it's a CFO himself, right? So the rationale here, why I am bringing that storyline is, it is so personalized, right? The AI knows for example, in that CFO actually speaks about some personal matters of the accountant, then accountant will not question, no? I know AI will not know. So, okay, this it looks like a same person. So there are some personalization added elements, and then really real looking voice cloning or video cloning that was already there. Now it is realistic social engineering. It's a mix of social engineering plus personalized AI context plus your voice cloning and video things all together. Imagine a complete kill chain, right? A mail comes in, which is already a phishing, and the mail itself, it looks genuine, and then even the voice is not real. And then when you go on to Zoom, that is also not real. What is real end of the day? You realize what the problem here is. So they are curating complete scenario like this. They're not doing like hundreds and thousands viruses. Instead, they are going with focused attack scenarios for a focused gentleman or a lady, and attack that with a very personalized messaging. These are the things which are happening, and I think going to happen more in nature. I think that's the biggest challenge which we are talking about, at least in among our friends and colleagues.
Yeah, absolutely. And also deep fakes, like you said, tend to dominate when it
Correct.
comes to AI security, right? Uh, I mean, I we have done these master classes before, and deep fakes still uh, tend to be the number one in the AI security breaches, right? Uh, are there any like biggest concerns, or like are there more dangerous AI driven attack vectors that organizations are not seeing right now, but you may have seen it happen with an organization or a security leader?
Yeah, as I think we just discussed in the previous example, right? So the deepfakes are increasingly used, right? Not only for malicious purpose, for business purposes. I'm not sure whether you've seen the ad of Shah Rukh Khan doing a deepfake for Diwali, Cadbury. You maybe look for something called um, Diwali ad by Shah Rukh Khan in different stores. So what Cadbury done is, come to my store, Happy Diwali. So something like this. Instead of that store name, it will actually speak about Surya stores, Aditya stores, actually speaking about the store name. That part is a deep fake, agreed as a commercial model, right? So another commercial model I'm saying is news. Not every news what you are seeing on the news is actually real. It's a fake, right? Not all the movie characters which you are seeing in the movie theater is real. It's majorly deepfake. So what I'm trying to say is there's a mix of deepfake everywhere, right? That is actually making, the reason why I'm saying is when you start using it so much, you can make it so sophisticated that you can never realize what is truth and what is false, and who is a real person versus who is the fake person. Maybe next day you might see Satya talking, but I may be still outside, because in 10 seconds video, if you just put it to Hey Gen, it will actually create a automated video already. You know that you might be using it, right?
Yeah.
So the reason why the deepfakes are very tough is because of this reason. And again, second part is social engineering element. There is element of adding social engineering element. If I know family, personal things, all that, which even I can add in, then it looks more genuine. That's where the attack becomes more generous, more dangerous actually.
Yeah. Uh, this was very insightful, and especially like on the so we spoke about the like threats that comes with AI, right? But do you think organizations like ours, uh, like where do you see organizations struggling the most when it comes to adopting AI securely? Because every other day we hear in the news that a breach has happened because of the AI. So we spoke a lot about how AI comes with a lot of threats and uh, like threats to the infrastructure or organizations altogether, but where organizations are lacking.
See, I think the key portion idea is the visibility to me, because we do not even know what is happening within our own organization, then you don't even know whether it is risky or not, right? So you need to actually know, having the visibility is the most important thing. And second is governance, right? Governance is actually, governance covers visibility also, I agree. But the rationale why I'm saying governance is the major important angle today is when you are implementing so many new technologies and threat actors are coming in, and you yourself actually building something internally. It's like uh, you are making your own Diwali bombs at home, and expecting that should not blast. Then you should create your own blast radius and do it properly. That you need to create your own guardrails around it. If you don't do it, that can go any direction. So the reason why the challenge here is the governance aspect. Not that people don't know it. It's about the time. I think we discussed earlier. Time to business is reduced today. Everybody want to go to business as quickly as possible. The releases should be faster. Hey, you are able to release now, so why don't we release in 3 days? If you are doing releases so quickly, then are you capable to review as quickly? And that comes under the releases. I'm speaking about visibility. What are we doing really? What are the practices we are following? Do we have AI governance models at all in organizations? Did we implement it in every place? Right? I think these are the organizations. I think this is the bigger problem. A lot of organizations suffering. Why I'm saying that is, while we speak about AI so well, but there are still, if you go to large organizations, there are only handful of people actually really know what is, yeah, what exactly it is doing, what type of attack vectors are there. Not everyone knows the details of it. So everything is like very high level information. So that is when the AI governance, if you have, then you can actually create the balance between those who know it very well, so highly techy people, versus those who don't know anything. We create a governance on what these guys are doing or other people are working on, build that awareness and create some kind of guardrails. That is when things will work better. So I'm actually going to the solution side, but struggling is the AI governance overall and overall cybersecurity governance itself.
Got it. Yeah, yeah. I would love to go to the solution part as well, because with the emerging cyber threats, there's a lot. I mean, the market is flooded with vendors claiming to solve AI security challenges, right? Uh, how do you distinguish between investments that genuinely create security value and those that are largely marketing hype?
Yeah, I think that's a very valuable question for all those who ever passed through CISOs. We used to have a joke among us. I think most of the time, what we are spending our time is on POCs. So one POC after other POC, because what happens here is setting that right requirements is very important. You can't get everything by just going through a demo or just meeting people in a exhibit. You actually need to check it against your requirement set, right? Most organizations don't do the requirement list as comprehensive as possible for the requirement they need. So what happens is they buy tools by just seeing one or two high level things. When they actually implement, you realize that the requirements what you have are 100, only this tool is actually addressing two. So that was the challenge where you end up buying monsters, and then you will actually try to convince the leadership that I did the right thing. You understand? That's the challenge here. So coming to your question of how do you validate one vendor against the other, all comes back to your criteria, success criteria for your POC, and requirement set what you are looking into. That need to be spent. A lot of time need to go in there rather than going directly asking for vendors. Time should be more spent on finalizing your success criteria for POC, what should be there. Then you have the clear set of POC requirements. Then you look for products. What people do, yeah, they do the products and come back and write the POC. Should not be that way. You understand? It helps even for vendors. I'll tell you, vendors also struggle because they sold it. They are into the system now. They need to maintain relationship, whereas the customer is expecting more than what they're looking for. Then it's actually it's not win-win. It is loss in both scenarios. The key here is to have that very clear validation in both levels. Even as a vendor yourself should actually ask for, hey, what are you validating me against? Can I know the scope? Right? Just don't look like a product you are selling, but you might say that you might believe that this is the product I'm selling, but they are not looking at product. They are looking at the problem. Is your product solving it or not is a bigger question.
True, absolutely. And this reminds me of a LinkedIn post I came across a few days ago, that there is uh, a new category in the security market per se, uh, that that sees all the AI tools that your company is using and sees how much of access those AI tools have, and then basically like evaluates and sees if there's a threat to the company's infrastructure. So yeah, I think with AI there's a lot of uh, other other like markets are also opening for especially for security vendors. All right, so before we move on to the other segment, like before I move on to the other set of questions, there is a rapid fire questions segment that we do with all our speakers, where I'm going to ask you a bunch of rapid fire questions, and you have to either answer it in a yes or no, or one word. So
Mhm.
are you ready?
Yeah, yeah.
Cool, cool. So first question is AI security or cloud security? If you
AI,
to choose one.
AI security.
Okay. Zero trust, buzzword or necessity?
Necessity, very clearly.
Yeah. Biggest cybersecurity myth today?
More tools means more security.
Absolutely. One trend everyone should stop talking about.
Yeah. Is my job going because of AI?
Yeah, that's a nice one. One trend everyone should start paying attention to.
We discussed AI governance and
Yeah,
trust validation.
yeah, absolutely. AI co-pilot or human analyst?
Ah, AI augmented human analyst.
Nice. Coffee or tea?
Coffee or tea? Okay. I like. I don't have any choice.
Oh, okay.
Both are
So
fine. Tea in certain places, a coffee in some places.
yeah, wherever you find like
Good coffee. Yeah.
good.
If I go to Madras, I'll only drink coffee. Yeah.
Uh,
If I go to Mumbai, I'll only have the cutting chai.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. One book every aspiring CISO should read.
The five dysfunctions of a team.
Oh, nice one. Uh, we will definitely share it with our community, this recommendation. Thank you. If you were not in cybersecurity, what would you be doing?
I'm doing that now, building ecosystem, developing the talent, and creating next generation of cyber frontline.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah, irrespective of cyber, but anyway, because my expertise is towards cyber, so I'm starting there.
Amazing. Last question. Cybersecurity in 2030. One word.
Trust.
Absolutely. All right. That was the last question. Thank you so much, Satya, for answering all the rapid fire questions. Now, moving on to the uh, like AI adoption and security control side of things. Uh, what for organizations who that are integrating AI into their critical workflows right now, what security controls become absolutely non-negotiable? Like we talked about the tools just now. How can organizations make sure that uh, uh, like this they're taking care of the security controls when they're integrating AI?
See, I think what is non-negotiable is the least privilege and the visibility. I think I can go on with multiple list. I think the zero trust actually covers almost everything, because zero everything whatever you're doing, you just consider you don't trust it and do all the steps needed to validate it.
Got it. And also, I would also like to talk about the human risk as well, because for years, security teams have focused heavily on educating people, but AI is
Hmm.
still rapidly changing the nature of human targeted attacks, right? Uh, what happens when phishing becomes almost indistinguishable from legitimate communication?
Yeah, I think that's a tough question. I don't know whether I have an answer for it. I'm also looking for a silver bullet. We all know that phishing is like a 30% of the attacks come from phishing, and if that phishing is happens to be this very looking very genuine, what else we could do, right? So that's the workshop I'm just running in 2 3 weeks from now. It's about, so it's no more about reading grammar, reading English, or reading whether it is looking genuine or not. It's all about the headers, where it come from. Is the email domain looks okay? Are there any links which are looking fishy? So idea here is you need to look into outcomes rather than the mail itself. Do you actually check every mail for outcome? No, right? Just read it. If you are actually supposed to get, salary hike in the month of June, so when some mail comes related to that, absolutely you open it. There is a link which says you are getting a hike in the salary. Since you are expected to receive it, you will click it. Yes, because this that is where the challenge comes in. It is not just the human, but the tools before. I think most of the organizations have this phishing validation or gateways before it to check various aspects. But aspects like this, right? Even I have seen cases where we got actually a mail coming to CTO, one of the organization. I don't want to call the name, but saying that he's the CTO. You understand? Actually saying, I'm the CTO, who are you kind of situation. He got it. He was asking, hey, are you doing any test? Why this mail came to me? He said, no, it's not. So there are genuine ways in which the, as you rightly said, the human engineering, the social engineering aspect combined with AI, the right prompts and right tricks, it might look genuine. We all need to figure out mechanics to what we can filter it at the gateway level. That's a problem to solve. Are we there yet? I don't think so. What we could do, probably we can do a forensic analysis after the things happen. Can we even check every mail which are looking sensitive? Then that need to go through a filter, which means we are actually breaking our system speed, which is not accepted by the organizations today. Company want to run faster. So these are the, what you can say, risk and impact balances. We are taking some kind of, bets or a risk appetite of each of our organization. Do we do this? Do we not do this? So that's where it comes in. And another part I want to speak about, I think we discussed about developers having open access to AI. Not every finance company might have given access, but every SaaS company gives it because they work on the development. Every enterprise gives it because that they have to work on open systems like that. Then if we are doing it, then how are we going to control the outcomes coming from the employees? It require a lot of trainings, lot of additional skill building efforts, and telling that they are actually holding not just machine, but it's a very powerful machine with which they are playing with. All this comes with the culture. Again, I don't think we are ready yet. There are a lot to happen there.
Yeah, absolutely. Uh, you like you said that education is a very important thing, and I think a lot of organizations do that. But are there any ways to teach your employees how to spot those phishing emails? I mean, because like this has happened to me personally, like a lot of times, but I am aware that this is a phishing email or WhatsApp message, right? So how, but there are there might be some employees who may not be that educated, right, on this. So how can organizations uh, do a better job at educating their employees?
I guess the simple rule of thumb here is to look everything suspicious, right? Which is easy to say, difficult to follow, right? So what happens when you are getting something which not supposed to come? It's easy to spot. But again, that also a lot of people simply follow it. I think the easiest way is, while there are sophisticated attacks, just at least train them on the standard things, right? There might be something like simple things like, somebody is asking you to pay money right now, otherwise, you might lose this. Nobody does that, right? There is an urgency added. There is a these are the methods that the followed, right? There is an urgency, you need to do it, otherwise it will go away. There's a FOMO added. There is a very personally created note created. So key ways of handling something like that is to validate. The validation comes either in by talking to the person immediately, hey, did you send it? Either through other channels like
Yeah.
WhatsApps are there, Slacks are there, other channels to validate before you do transactions. I'm speaking not about sending mails. I'm speaking in the um, Jamtara sort of scams. Jamtara scam, right? No. Okay. So where you get a call,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Jamtara,
yeah.
yeah. So where you get a call saying you got this, you won something, and then
Yeah.
you actually ask for your credit card number, and they fill it in, right? They also create forms actually instead of I think in the next scheme they don't just ask the numbers. They'll say, why don't you fill the form? And in that form actually they're asking for all these fields, and it is going almost like phishing. So
Hmm.
we need to teach them. Then see, one more, awareness actually makes the trick. First you tell them about these stories, this is happening, then they are afraid and they'll at least be suspicious of what is coming. If
Hmm.
they believe that everything is going fine, they will never be suspicious, right? I mean, the trust factor, you have to validate, they don't do it. Hey, this happened to that guy, that person actually lost like 50 million just by receiving a call and going with it. And give the story and actually show them the story, explain them. One story is enough for them to remember. So I think that's how the awareness can be built.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was an insightful answer. Thank you so much. Also, I would also like to talk about identity a bit here because
Mhm.
today many security leaders argue that identity has become the new parameter. What are your thoughts around it?
And they're true and they're right. And identity is the new perimeter today. And why that is identity is a new perimeter? Because people can access anything and everything. Even identity, when we are speaking, there are two identities coming in: machine identity and human identity. And when you are using a machine identity, are you using and tagging the activities your agents are doing back to your actions, right? Which means whoever is pressing the button is the actual owner, right? Because the reason why this comes very important today is AI cannot be put in jail
Yeah.
if something goes wrong, right? Who will go to jail if something goes wrong? The person who clicked the
Human.
button.
Yeah.
Yes, human being. So every action and every threat action or every bot you are creating, every project you are doing, it should have a connected persona or a person behind it. That non-human identity management is the biggest problem today. First is human identity itself. Identity access itself is not there in certain companies, but that's anyway, forget about it. But the new era of AI, most important thing is the non-human identity, not just AI, but think about API gateways. Nowadays, we are only using API gateways to connect between the systems, right? So if something happens in the API, who is responsible? Right? So the developer who built it, or is it the person who actually sent it? So all these questions comes in. So the idea here is to create proper governance over every identity is very important, and also validating the privileges and authorization they are getting is important. That's the point I was mentioning earlier, right?
Mm.
Business account compromise, business email compromise, all are leading to again identity compromise.
Yeah.
Identity of the CFO is taken. So actually, end of the day, what is happening here is identity is what has been done, right? Whether it is through hack or system escalation or through the voice escalation or the alternate ways. I think that is where the bigger challenge is. Yeah, so identity is going to be much stronger in the future. It's important and require addressing.
Absolutely. That was another very insightful answer. Thank you. Uh,
Yes.
and another area that's evolving rapidly is cloud security. and organizations have begun embedding AI into their everyday business processes these days. Uh, and since you have also led large scale cloud security initiatives in the past, how does AI fundamentally change the way organizations should think about cloud risk management?
See, today, if you speak about cloud and AI, these two are mixed up very much. So, what you are doing, you are going, and I'm just giving a tactical example, not a strategic. The tactical example, how the developers or a DevOps team is building cloud is using AI. They will actually go and ask AI, hey, build the container, this is the image, and scale it, do this, do that. So, this is actually two are interconnected today. So the platform, the cloud, right? And speaking about the platform alone, not the services or infra alone, is controlled by not by the system developers alone, but AI or AI system developers are using AI to build it. So there are, these are all interrelated. So now developers are not writing codes just for system releases, but system implementations. You understand? So how do you manage the Terraform's security code, the policy, how your container will work? All are defined again by AI. It looks so funny, right? Now there is a interconnection in both areas, right? If there is a flaw in Claude, it might get what we can say go to million times bigger now, considering there is an alternate way to access it. You don't need to actually have admin's login anymore. You just need to have that system account of Claude. That's it. You give a permission saying drop all the systems which are connecting, running the Astra account today. It's possible. It will go simply ask, okay, do you want me to do it? It will actually tell you, okay, I'm brainstorming, do this. I'm seeing this many systems, this many things are there. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to shut down? You say, yeah, that's it, gone. As simple as that. You might be wondering, yeah, is this so simple? Then why are they not building great guardrails? They might have built the guardrail. That is what is yes or no question, right? But if the person sitting on the other side have the privileges enough to do that, then the denial of service doesn't require kind of a large malware. It's just a prompt. That's it.
Absolutely. Um, uh, Great. That was very insightful as well. Now, I want to move the conversation to the communication side of things and a future outlook on the AI and cybersecurity. One question that we do roundtables frequently with the CISOs, and one challenge that almost all of them face is communicating risk to their business leaders, right? Like, how do you explain? And there is something that we discussed last time as well. Like, how do you explain the ROI of cybersecurity to your business leaders, right? How do you explain AI related cyber risks to, let's say, non-technical executives, right? Without creating any fear or resistance, and then how do you get a buy-in from them?
So there are various methods we tried, right? There are methods where we went with very highly quantitative metrics. Hey, if you don't do this, this is the risk and this is the money, right? But that is, we all know that is really fictitious, right? And financial people don't believe it. Hey, show me the money. Where is it going? How is it going? How is it connected? So you lost the game. So the financial metrics people tried, it didn't work. Second method by financial metrics is that's what non-tech executives understand, money, right? How do you prove a point that how much money will be lost in quantitative terms will never be, you can never win that game. But that's a game we all play, right? But how do we manage it? What is the mechanics we are adding is the other areas on credibility, loss of business, and trust issues, and the financials, right? Financials continue to be holding the game. You need to still figure out, hey, say, if I don't implement, what happens? How you put the financials is back towards your business. I'll give you one of the example, right? So there are customers who, if you are I'm just going with a tech company or a technology services company or a SaaS company, right? Then you have customers, right? And customers demand certain regulations, right? And they also ask for certain kind of trust. You need to prove the trust to maintain the connect, right? There are certain people ask for certifications, all the three. So the way you need to go with is the customers who are actually asking for the toughest regulations, toughest payment, uh, toughest controls, but they are very few, most of the cases. Then how do you span it across all other areas? The way to do it is, your niche products are very costly. That is where the, like for example, fintech or financial industry or healthcare industry require your regulated. They are very regulated, right? Even federal, if you are doing some business in federal, you require all the regulations to be followed. That is when your money will come as a kind of a sustainable cybersecurity budget for those clients. So how we used to manage is, we use that as a kind of a benchmark. Hey, these are the 10 out of the 1,000 or 100 out of the 1,000 requires it. Once we implement it, others also get it. You understand, right? So that's the way. It's actually all about business laws. Then the numbers are easy. But second part is, if you only look into business laws, you will never be able to implement some of these futuristic problems, like just we discussed, right? Phishing or something. These are all stories we are teaching. There is no qualitative way in which a non-tech executive believes in. Arey, you tell all these stories here. This is not happening. Why do I need to spend this much dollars here? Let it happen. It's okay. Then the other ways of doing it is showcasing the case studies in your own industry. In your own industry, somebody else might have attacked or this one. Then we actually go ahead and show it. This is what is happening here. They will come to us also tomorrow. That's another way of. But again, this there is no silver bullet in handling this. That's why we are the people at that layer are paid highly. So that's a job itself. You need to find out a mechanics whichever works for that particular organization and the people. Do they believe more in the trust, or do they believe more in the faster to work, or do they believe in regulations? You need to play along, depending upon the leadership and risk appetite, etc.
Yeah, that was such a great answer. I think this answer alone deserves a snippet of its own.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah, thank you for answering that. And we are definitely going to bring this up again in the next roundtable. And yeah, thank you. All right, so that was my. I had one more question, but which I'll save for another time maybe. But yeah, let's take up the questions that we have in the Q&A chat. Prasanna has asked, this is regarding Cybe Global. So is Cybe Global trying to create awareness or develop solutions to cater wider audience?
Thank you for asking that question. So we are not building solutions, or we are not creating any products. Our product is our trainings, right? As I just mentioned, so you cannot be just a SOC analyst. You need to be AI augmented SOC analyst. If you are a GRC analyst, then you should be AI augmented GRC analyst. So that is what is needed. If you don't, sorry to say that, but you might lose value in your organization very quickly, because there are other people who are doing it. There are college grads who is doing it, who actually get paid very less also. So that is where the challenge comes in. And also considering our experience, what we have seen, it's important that we use whatever knowledge we have to build the skills required, right? So there are close to around 18 advisors on our board building these courses. First course which is coming up is AI SOC analyst. Second one is the agentic AI SOC analyst, and then we go on to other sectors like GRC, identity, and other areas. But one course is important. So, as a part of, as I was mentioning earlier, as a part of the course, we are just taking snippets of it, miniature projects as a workshops, mini projects. So one of the project is coming on in Target on Saturday. It's like a 45 minutes mini project we are running, and then we have a larger one coming in June 20th, where we are going to work on three storylines from the same course. The overall course will be announced soon. We are working on making it stronger and bigger. Hope that answers. I welcome your ideas in case you have something in mind. I guess this is a skill need to be tapped. We are happy to work on it.
Thank you for answering that. Hope that answered your question, Prasanna. We have another question from Fani. Do we need to create new run books or update current ones to protect from AI?
So your playbooks need to be adaptable, and it need to be what we can say current. You can't use old 2020 playbooks today, right? You have to build your playbooks as agile as possible to address the type of threat actors coming in, right? The reason why I'm saying is we have done this in our previous organization. So we wrote around initially around 13 playbooks, and then went ahead and said that this many attacks reduced. Then we went back and checked. We might have reduced the number of attacks, but is the impact reduced? Also check whenever you are building a playbook, what type of attack you are actually addressing. Is it a critical or is it medium but coming frequently, or is you are doing it just to reduce the noise? I think thinking about the impact for playbook is important. Even if you make one playbook but it is impactful, that helps. Don't make 10 playbooks, but make one which is actually going to address your critical incidents to next level. That will help really phenomenally for the organization. Go back to your all your incident reports and see which are really critical, which are reoccurring, address on that and write the playbook. That's the best way to do it.
All right. Hope
that helped.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for answering, Satya. Another question from Viveka, actually two questions from Vivekanandan. How did you build the business case for AI-driven security tooling to non-technical board members who still view AI as an IT issue rather than an enterprise-wide strategic threat?
Yeah, I agree with you on the element of how are we actually building our AI security solutions or getting budgets for AI security itself, right? So because we also require budgets for regular security, and now we are asking additional budget for AI security, AI governance. How do I test my LLM attacks? How do I test my models? How do I train my AI developers? These are additional budgets needed for us. So our talk back to the leadership is little, we can say bold, actually, we can say. We said, you are going ahead and making AI products. You are selling AI products. What if that is genuinely not safe or secure? Your product will fail tremendously, very bad. Because AI require inherent security. Otherwise, it will fail. And the trust should be designed within every product you are selling. For example, you are a SaaS company, you are designing a bot, or what you can say, AI agent you are building for help desk, let's say. Then that need to be really tested against all the security rules. Otherwise, somebody else uses that help desk to actually do phony things and scam people or do all nonsense. You understand what I mean? So stories like that, and then credibility, and other part I just mentioned earlier about the customers whom we need to please, and customers we might lose, and the trust we might lose. That's the way we created our business case. As I said, quantitatives, our CFO is much stronger in numbers. I am not, right? So it's better I talk in what I can talk about. Make sense?
Yeah, thanks for answering,
Thank
Satya.
you.
Hope that
Thank you.
answered your question. We are a bit short on time, so let's take another question. Yeah, from Shiv Shankar. What upper hand does AI security have compared to cloud security?
So there is no upper hand. You need to still learn the cloud security concepts, and you still need to know how to secure cloud properly. You still need to manage all the security elements what you need, whether it is posture management or compliance or awareness, visibility, all the things you need to do. Now you need to add additional segment of how AI can kill cloud or how AI can take over cloud. So you need to figure out another additional chapter came into the same book called as AI powered cloud. So that's the additional chapter you need to learn in that particular section. There is no upper hand or lower hand here. So both are needed. Shiv Shankar. Hope that helps.
Yeah, thanks, Satya. Just one last question from Vivekanandan. Let's try to take it up and then we'll wrap it up.
Sure.
With over 90% of AI cybersecurity capabilities expected to come from third-party vendors, how do you evaluate build versus buy decisions while avoiding vendor lock-in and early-stage solution risk?
Can you repeat? Sorry, lost it. Is that?
Yeah,
Is it there in the chat?
yeah.
I
You
don't
should
see
be
it.
able to see it in the Q&A chat.
I don't see it. But anyways, can you repeat, please?
Yeah, with over 90% of AI cybersecurity capabilities expected to come
Mm-hmm.
from third-party vendors, how do you evaluate build versus buy decisions while
Okay.
avoiding vendor lock-in and early-stage solution risk?
Yeah, I think both are really genuine concerns you asked. There are a lot of early untested vendors in the area of AI. And then you also have vendor lock-in possibility because your tools are being guided by I don't know. I don't want to use a negative word, but untested, not completely mature solutions and products. But there is no other option because all these AI based tools are coming like last 3 years, and you will only find like 2 3 years old organizations in this. How do you test it? So, and when you are addressing something like that, can you build it? That's the second element. So for building, the challenge is today is the repeatability and reversibility. If you can repeat whatever you are building at a higher scale, and if you can reverse whatever you have done, roll back with your own build cycle, with your own team and skills, that's the best one to go with. But these two are important. It should be repeatable, it should be revocable, and it should be connected to individual. If something goes wrong, then that person should be liable. And another related person is, if that person leaves your organization, it should not die, right? So it should be easily manageable. What we used to call it as like less dependency on individuals, right? It should be a process. So if you can manage all these three, then it's better to build. But if it's not there, then you still need to do a risk assessment of am I buying the right product? And vendor locking is something, I think these three elements what I mentioned, the reversibility, revocability, and easily come out of the contract clauses, all these three I think we need to work on. We should not be like tied into a product, irrespective of whether it is AI or not. It applies to normal products also. But today I think there are more products on subscription based rather than the yearly or multi-year deals. Go with something like that, then they have to somehow manage sustainability. That's how you need to deal with it. Again, there is no silver bullet. As I mentioned earlier, any vendor related area, key thing here is to understand your problems first, not the vendor solutions. Most of the cases, what I've seen in my experience is people know vendor solutions better. Hey, Palo Alto does this, Curator does this, that one. Okay, but what do you need? First of all, do they have? Then we sit. validate whether these guys are addressing, or maybe the new guy who is coming might answer. I think importance is to understand your own requirements, make the checklist, make your POC stronger before calling vendors. I think spend more time there. That will solve your dilemmas of what to do with monster scenarios. Hope that helped.
Yeah, I hope that answered Vivekanandan's questions. All right, I think we are a bit over time. So I'm going to close this session quickly. Thanks again a lot, Satya, for agreeing to do this session. I really enjoyed the conversation. And thanks everyone who joined and asked questions. Some of the questions are unanswered. I will I will save all these questions and try to get get them answered by Satya and share the answers in the community. But yeah, for now, let's close this. And thanks a lot, everyone, for joining in. And thanks, Satya. Any closing thoughts from your side?
Thank you, Priya, and thank you, Pratisha, for organizing this. I enjoyed this conversations really well, and appreciate you setting this knowledge sharing sessions, and look forward to have more collaborative discussions like this in future. And thank you for the audience for being engaged and being there for throughout the year, throughout the 1 hour, and still asking questions. Appreciate all that. Have a good day, and thank you.
All right. Thanks, everyone. With that, I will close the session now. Good night. Bye-bye.
Good night.